Lesson 5.2, fractions with different denominators. When you add or subtract fractions with different denominators, remember you first need to rewrite the fractions so that the denominators are the same. To do that, we find the LCD. So let's refresh our memories about how to find the LCD. The LCD is of 4 and 3. I'm going to show you a different method called the birthday cake. You basically are going to take out the numbers that go into both of them. Well, nothing divides by both of them, so I can just multiply them together to get 12. So I'm going to rewrite these fractions so they have denominators of 12. How did I go from 4 to 12? I multiplied by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. How did I go from 3 to 12? Times 4. So do the same thing in the numerator, which is negative 4. Now I can write the sum over the same denominator of 12. 9 plus negative 4, and you may use a calculator, is 5 over 12. 5/12 is your answer. Let me show you how to find the LCD of 8 and 12. Again, I'm going to use this birthday cake method, and this will be able to show you a little easier. I'm going to pull out a 2 because they both divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. They're both even. Take out a 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now I can multiply the left side and the bottom last two numbers, because I couldn't take anything out of 2 and 3 together. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, which is 4 times 6, which is 24. That means the LCD is 24. To go from 8 to 24, I multiply by 3. So I do the same thing in the numerator, which is 15. 12 to 24 is times 2. 11 times 2 is 22. So I can just write the difference over the LCD. So 15 minus 22 over 24. This is going to be a negative because 15 minus 22 is negative 7. You can put the negative any way you want as long as there's only one negative. So it can be in the numerator or it can be outside. Either answer is correct. For numbers 1 through 4, find the sum or difference. 2 sevenths plus 1 half. Let's find the LCD of 2 and 7. Well, nothing divides by both of them, so just multiply them together. You have 14. 7 times 2 is 14, so 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 7 is 14, so 1 times 7 is 7. Now we can just add the tops and keep the same denominator. 11/14 is your answer. Please make sure you're pausing the video and trying this yourself before you check the answer. Nine and 6. Find the LCD, make the birthday cake. We call it a birthday cake because it looks like an upside down birthday cake. This is 3 and 2. 3 and 2, nothing else pulls out. It divides by it, so I can take 3 times 3, which is 9, times 2, which is 18. We're going to rewrite the fractions. 9 times 2 is 18, so 7 times 2 is 14. 6 times 3 is 18, so 5 times 3 is 15. You're doing 14 minus 15, all over 18, negative 1 over 18. 5 and 10, find the LCD. They both divide by 5. This is 1 and 2. Multiply, kind of looks like an L that I multiply by. 5 times 2 is 5, times 2 is 10. Well, this is going to stay negative 9/10 because it already has a denominator of 10. Multiply by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus negative 9 all over 10. 4 plus negative 9 is negative 5 over 10, which simplifies. Remember to always simplify, if possible, to negative 1/2. You will lose half credit if you don't simplify. 12 and 18. 12 and 18 both divide by 2. You get 6 and 9. 6 and 9 both divide by 3. So you get 2 and 3. You can see it looks like an upside down birthday cake. We take the left side and the bottom. There's my L. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36 is my LCD. LCD is the least common denominator. 12 times 3 equals 36, so I do 3 times 11. 8 times 2 is 36, so I do 5 times 2. So I'm doing 33 minus 10 over 36, which is 23 over 36. This time we have variable expressions. We need to find the LCD, which is 4 and 5, nothing divides by, so I multiply it together. Four times 5 is 20, so I take 5 times x, which is 5x. 5 times 4 is 20, so multiply the numerator by 4. 4 times 4, 16x. Now write the difference, 5x minus 16x over 20. 5 minus 16, they're like terms so you can subtract them, is negative 11x over 20. Again, you can put the negative on the outside or leave it in the numerator. Either is fine. The denominators are t and 9. Nothing divides by both of them, so we can multiply them together, which means the LCD is 9t. How do I get from t to 9t? Multiply by 9. 6 times 9 is 54. 9 times t, so I do 7 times t. You can see they actually wrote that a little differently than I did. Here's where they put that answer. Now we can write the sum over the LCD. Keep the same denominator. As you can see, 54 does not have a variable t and 7t does. So watch out. The expression is already in simplest form if the terms in a variable expression are not like terms. Because these are not like terms, this is your answer. We're going to skip example 3. I'll show you how to do mixed numbers with different denominators when we get to the guided practice. Please try 5 and 6. Remember to find the LCD first. So 9 and 3 both divide by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I can multiply 3 times 3, which is 9, times 1 is 9. So let's rewrite the fractions. The first fraction is already done because the denominator was already 9. The second one, we went from 3 multiplied by 3 to get 9, so I multiply the x by 3. Now you have 5x plus 3x all over 9. 5x plus 3x are like terms, so you can add them together, which is 8x over 9. 6, 10 and y, find the LCD. Well, 10 and y, you multiply together to find the LCD, which is 10y. We're going to rewrite the fractions first. I went from 10 to 10y by multiplying by y. So do the same thing in the numerator. 7y. Y to 10y, multiply by 10, same thing in the numerator. You now have 7y minus 40 over 10y. Again, 40 does not have a y, so that's your answer. That is simplest form. Number 7, first thing we want to do is find the LCD. So 12 and 4, both divide by 2. And then 6 and 2 both divide by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. So keep the whole number. First fraction stays the same because it's already the denominator 12. Keep the whole number. How'd I get from 4 to 12? Times 3. Do the same thing in the numerator. Okay, this is when I would change it into an improper fraction. 12 times 5 is 60, plus 1 is 61. 3 times 12 is 36, plus 9 is 45. And now you can subtract 61 minus 45, 16 over 12. Divide, you're left with 1 and 4 twelfths, which simplifies because 4 twelfths both divide by 4, 1 and 1/3. The other way you could have done it is you could have borrowed from the 5 and made that a 4 and added a 12 to the 1. So you would add 13 over 12. And then you could take 4 minus 3 is 1, 13 minus 9 is 4 over 12, which again simplifies to 1 and 1/3. For number 8, find the LCD. 3 and 8, nothing divides by it, so we multiply them together to get 24. You have 2. To get from 3 to 24, you multiply by 8. Do the same thing in the numerator. Keep the whole number 6. To get from 8 to 24, you multiply by 3. Same thing in the numerator. 2 ways to do this. Because you can't take 16 plus 9, it's always difficult with the subtraction, but you can't take 16 plus 9, so you could just add it together and get 25 over 24. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then because this is an improper, make that into a mixed number, add the 8, and you'll get 9 and 1/24. The other way is to make it into an improper fraction. So 24 times 2 plus 16 equals 64 over 24. Same thing with the other one. 6 times 24 plus 9 is 153, and we are adding over 24. 64 plus 153 is 217 over 24. Bring down the 217 and divide 24 into 217. And your calculator will simplify fractions for you. The 24 goes into 217 9 times, because 9 times 24 is 216. You have a numerator of 1. This is your whole number. Numerator is 1. Denominator is 24. Which again, we got when we did it up here as well. So there's 2 different methods on how to solve the problem.